This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for December 2, 2022. And in the news for this afternoon, body of missing woman found in shallow grave. The body of a woman who went missing on Wednesday has been found in a shallow grave in Westmoreland. The discovery was made this morning in Negril. The woman, identified only as Carrie-Ann, was from St. Iry in Negril. According to police investigators, it is believed that she was murdered by her boyfriend, who is now on the run. Beloved Clarendon College assistant Da Costa Cup manager killed in crash. What should have been a day of final preparation and a celebration ahead of Saturday's Da Costa Cup final has morphed into a day of mourning for the Clarendon College Da Costa Cup football team as it now grapples with the news of the death of the team's assistant manager, Neville Manny Peart. Peart died in a crash along the P.J. Patterson Highway in St. Catherine on Thursday night. The police say Peart was killed in a two-vehicle crash about 9 p.m., but further details were not yet available. Peart, a past student of Clarendon College, had been the Da Costa Cup assistant manager since 1994. The news understands that Peart's last encounter with the team was mere hours before his tragic demise. Manny went to visit the boys who are camping in Kingston, bringing supplies as he always does. He shared a meal with his fellow management members and decided to set out for Clarendon later last night. We are all shocked and saddened by this horrible news, and we ask you to keep his family, friends, and the team he loved so dearly in your thoughts at this time, said a Clarendon College memo on Friday. Peart, a businessman who hailed from Hayes in Clarendon, is described as a humble humanitarian to whom the well-being of Clarendon College players was paramount. Counsel for the Hayes Division, Sion Barneswell, who is also a friend of Peart, told the news that the Hayes community, the school, and everyone who knew Peart are heartbroken by the tragic death of the football enthusiast. Barneswell, also a Clarendon College past student, said Peart had shared a moment of reflection with the players early on Thursday and described Peart's death as untimely. I hope that his death will not affect the boys from winning the Da Costa Cup on Saturday, and I hope the boys will treat it as a memory and play in his honor, said Barneswell. In May last year, the school's bus driver Keith Dunkley was also killed in a motor vehicle crash. Up to November 29, a total of 429 people were killed in road crashes across Jamaica. The figure is the same when compared to the corresponding period last year, and 30 more when compared to the figures for the 2020 corresponding period. Woman's decomposing body found inside St. Andrew apartment. The decomposing body of a woman was discovered inside an apartment located along Lady Musgrave Road in St. Andrew on Thursday evening. The police and the fire department were called to the complex by a concerned neighbor after the woman was not seen since last Thursday. She reportedly lived alone and kept mostly to herself. The first responders forced their way inside the apartment, and that's when the woman's decomposing body was found. The scene was processed and the body removed to the morgue. Go talk to the judge, Chuck tells operators seeking ticket amnesty. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck has blasted public passenger vehicle operators who are demanding an amnesty on outstanding traffic tickets, telling them it is a matter for the court and not the government. Speaking at the Justices of the Peace Commissioning in Ucheria St. Anne on Thursday, Chuck declared that the government will not give in to calls for the implementation of the measure. The operators have stated that they need time to pay the outstanding tickets. But Chuck said the government will stand firm against the audacity of persons who have violated the road code and want an amnesty. This government will not back down, and we are determined that for every single violator, there will be consequences, Chuck warned. This is a matter for the courts. This is not a matter for the Prime Minister and the Minister of Justice and the government. If you fail to pay your tickets in 21 days, it is a matter for the court. You want a payment plan? Go and talk to the judge, he added. Last month, several operators across Jamaica withdrew their services in a demand for the ticket amnesty, with some pointing out that the government implemented an amnesty for illegal guns ahead of the new stringent Firearms Act. But Chuck made it clear that there would be no leeway from the government given the high volume of outstanding traffic tickets that have clogged the courts. We have over 1 million tickets that we will be pursuing. You have over 2,000 drivers with over 100 tickets, nearly 500 with 500 tickets, and these are the people who tell you they needed time to pay. These are the people repeatedly collecting traffic tickets like confetti. Chuck said outstanding tickets are being sorted out and will be on the Justice Ministry's website. Violators will be caught and taken to court, he warned. He said that based on the system being implemented, persons with outstanding tickets will not be able to renew their driver's license or register their vehicles. Chuck lamented the carelessness of some drivers on the road, saying their day of reckoning is at hand. He called for drivers across Jamaica to obey the road code. 3 shot, 1 fatally in St. Mary. 3 people were shot, 1 fatally, during an attack by a gunman in Stewart Town, St. Mary on Thursday evening. The deceased has been identified as 35-year-old Martin Scott, otherwise called Bobo, a craft vendor of Huddersfield in the parish and the Exchange St. Anne. A 44-year-old woman and a 59-year-old man are in hospital. About 7:30 p.m., patrons were at a corner bar when a man armed with a gun approached and fired shots hitting the 3. Mr. Scott died at the scene. Kingston fisherman freed of gun charge. A Kingston fisherman who police say threw away a firearm and ran in 2021 was on Thursday acquitted of illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. The 41-year-old accused Christopher Thompson of Greenwich Park was found not guilty following a trial in the Gun Court Division in the Home Circuit Court. It is alleged that about 12:15 a.m. on February 27, 2021, a police team was carrying out an operation in the Greenwich Town community when they observed a man running along a pathway. According to the police, the man dropped an object and a metallic sound was heard. The man, later identified as Mr. Thompson, was reportedly chased and held. He was subsequently arrested and charged. During the trial, Mr. Thompson's attorney, Matthew Hyatt, argued that there were several inconsistencies and discrepancies in the Crown's case. Following submissions by Mr. Hyatt, the fisherman was freed. UK trio convicted for using religious charity to smuggle ganja from Jamaica. 3 members of a criminal group who used the religious charity as a front to import 400 kilograms of cannabis valued at £2 million from Jamaica into the UK 6 years ago have been convicted. 50-year-old Dalton Anderson, 45-year-old Alvin Russell, and 64-year-old Sinclair Tucker were convicted this week following a 5-week trial at the Birmingham Crown Court. The men were found guilty of conspiracy to import Class B drugs. Anderson was also found guilty of possession with intent to supply Class B drugs after 5 kilograms of the drug was found at his home following his arrest. They will be sentenced on January 27 next year. The UK National Crime Agency investigated the trio after Birmingham-based organization Vision Christian Ministries was used to smuggle the drug. The cannabis was trafficked from Jamaica to the UK via Birmingham Airport and had been packed into sealed tins of Callaloo and Ackee. It was shipped in 3 separate consignments addressed to the Christian Ministry between March and May 2017 and seized by the border force. The men were arrested at the airport on May 23 of that year while inspecting the 3rd consignment which had just arrived. NCA investigators established that the men organized the imports and collected the drug from the airport. Anderson and Russell also spent some time in Jamaica when the importations were made, handling money and providing shipping documentation to the Christian Ministry via Tucker. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.